11. Everything was crisp and clean. With a smile, she pulled up the sash and leaned out, breathing deeply. Autumn, changes. It was the time of year when Paula always felt the potential for transformation. She put down the pile of clean washing she had carried upstairs and sat on the windowsill, deep in thought. It was invariably during October that Paula and her husband Tommy would begin talking about making alterations in their home life. She imagined finally getting a dog, the same dog they had been talking about for the previous 4 autumns as the evenings drew in. Somehow, the cold blue sky and the piles of leaves made it easy to imagine them wrapping up and taking family walks in the countryside that bordered their Essex home. Often, the talk would then turn from a puppy to a baby. The conversation was always started and led by Paula, with her pointing out that if they were going to do it, then it should be soon. After all, they were both 35, and Paula didn't want to be a 40-plus-year-old mum at the school gates. Tommy's face, open and eager when the talk had been of a dog, would shut down. Usually they would then argue, or he would. She would sit there on the lonely 3-piece suite, her head nodding lower and lower, until he had patiently explained all the reasons why it wasn't a good time. He'd had a lot of reasons to hesitate the last 4 years of new changes, new life conversations. He was moving on up in his workplace, having started at the bottom as a foreign exchange junior back when he graduated. He ticked off every box every year, and the rewards came in annually. A car for each of them. Paula finally able to quit her job and practice becoming a stay-at-home mum. 2 years ago had come the biggest bonus so far. The 5-bedroom, 3-story townhouse in the new Wickford development of Riverside. Views of the River Crouch out the back, meadows and wooded areas at the front, and just a 45-minute commute to London for Tommy. It was perfect. It was a home too big for 2, and Paula had moved in with a sense of positivity and hope for the future. But that January, just like the ones before, there was a promotion on the table, and once again, it wasn't the time to start a family. Inevitably, they would leave it there, Tommy full of promises to pick up the conversation again towards Christmas. But the next year, there would be another reason. Another job that had opened up, another box he had to tick as he rocketed towards the top. Not the best time, maybe next year. She appreciated that she didn't understand how hard his work was. Not really. After all, she had all the time in the world. All the hours in the day were hers to do with as she wanted. As long as there was a nice dinner on the table for him when he got home. Paula drummed her fingers on the window pane. Could this year be different? After all, Tommy had gone as far as he could go, having landed the top job of Director of Accounting in the summer. She felt a thrill run through her, and she shivered at the fresh realization. There were no more reasons to delay, no more excuses. She inhaled deeply, the scent of change in the air, and suddenly she couldn't wait for Tommy to get home. She abandoned the pile of washing, skipping past it and into their master suite. Peering in the mirror, she pulled her hands through her shoulder-length brown hair, teasing it up and pinning it. Quickly, she moved over to her wardrobe and flicked through the hangers. She would make an effort tonight. After 10 years of marriage, it was important to keep things good for her husband, who worked all the hours. She would nip down to the butcher's on the high street and buy a couple of nice steaks for dinner. Candles and wine. She made a mental note as she pulled out a woolen dress, the same shade as the leaves outside. Music and a great dinner, and maybe an early night. Paula smiled, bathed in hope. Could this be it? I was only going down to the high street. The local butcher would have been okay, said Paula as she jostled her shopping into the booth and sat down opposite her best friend, Julie. Julie appraised Paula's Waitrose.